said on direct, all right? So first, let's talk about that phone call that you mentioned, all right, in February?
Yes.
So I know you said that you overheard what Mr. Bancroft said, but you didn't see the caller ID, right?
No.
And you didn't hear who the other caller was?
No.
You didn't hear anything the other caller said?
No.
And in fact, you can't tell us what that conversation was about, can you?
No, I guess I just assumed it was about the proposal since he said he's putting together one.
But you don't know what proposal he was talking about.
I guess not.
Okay, so I'd like to move on to a few things that you said at the end there about Mickey Keenan, all right?
Okay.
So you saw Mickey Keenan when you delivered room service on April 13th to room 312, right?
That's correct.
He was the one who answered the door, right?
Yeah.
In fact, he opened the door and he gave you a huge tip, isn't that correct?
Yeah, it was pretty nice.
And now, what you said next, I found very interesting. So I wrote it down. You said that you didn't see Mickey Keenan at all the day that you saw Covington on the floor with that briefcase that you talked about, right?
I think you misunderstood me. I didn't see I didn't see Keenan with Covington in the lobby. I saw him earlier that day.
That's right. You saw Mickey Keenan on April 17th, right?
Yeah, I think he asked me where Covington was or something.
That's right. He asked you if you had seen Bancroft and Covington that day,
Yeah.
and you told him that you hadn't.
No, at the time I didn't see them.
Okay. So next, I want to talk about that interaction that you talked about, that briefcase. So you told us on direct that you saw the briefcase with Miss Bancroft, right?
Yes.
And then you saw it with Chase Covington.
Yes.
In fact, you're so sure of this that you would stake your life on it.
Well, yes, I believe I'm a luggage professional.
Now, let's talk about those briefcases, just to be clear for the jury. The briefcase that you saw Avery Bancroft with, it was a black briefcase, right?
Yes.
It had 2 latches, right?
Yes.
And 1 handle.
Correct.
And the briefcase that you saw Chase Covington with, that was a black briefcase, right?
Yes.
It had 2 latches, right?
Yes.
And 1 handle, correct?
Yes.
In fact, you would say that those briefcases looked the exact same, right?
Yes.
But you would stake your life on the fact that those were different briefcases.
Well, are you referring to the briefcase Covington had in the meeting or that he had later on in the day in the lobby?
You would stake your life on the fact that Avery Bancroft and that the briefcase that Chase Covington walked into the VIP room was not the briefcase that Chase Covington had when he walked out of the briefcase.
Yes.
Even though those briefcases were, in your words, the exact same.
Yes.
You, that day on April 17th, the night before, you had only had 20 to 30 minutes of sleep, right?
Yeah, that's typical working in a hotel. You work late hours.
Well, you would agree with me that you can't be sure of the timeline that day at all.
Not exactly, no.
And you were so tired, you were walking around like a zombie.
I guess it happens from time to time.
But you would stake your life on this briefcase.
Yes.
In fact, you saw this briefcase from across the room, right?
Yeah.
You saw this briefcase from across the room underneath the table, right?
Yeah. The room isn't that big, though.
Okay, but you still saw it across the room, right?
Mm-hmm.
Underneath the table. But you would stake your life on.
Yes.
Thank you. No further questions, Your Honor. Redirect.